Welcome to this part of this tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'll be covering live stream, and basically we'll be going through certain things we want to learn about live stream. And this is the basic part of this training, and an advanced one will be coming soon. So in this basic part, we'll be covering some basic things about live streaming, and we'll be streaming with just a still image. So we'll cover all the necessary things needed. And for the advanced training that will be coming up, we'll be covering how to stream with a virtual camera, that means with your phone, and probably with a normal camera using a video capture device and other necessary things. Also, we'll be covering how to use OBS to stream, while you also use Easy Worship to do your presentations for Bible verse and other things. So we won't be wasting much time. So let's jump into this tutorial fully. So for the first part of this tutorial, I'll be covering the basic things you actually need for a live stream. So I believe you should have all of these two first thing before you intend watching this video. So I'll just go through some of it because I believe some of you already have idea about this, why some don't have idea at all about it. Let's look at this image, a basic live streaming setup. What we have here is that your mic comes into your mixer, mic 1, mic 2, your keyboard and everything. Once all these sounds come into your mixer, it is mixed and they are sent to various outputs on the mixer board itself. Now this mixer output, there's the main output which will be connected to your amplifiers, effect racks and all of that, just to feed the in-house sound. In most mixer, there's what we call monitor out or control out on Behringer's mixer, or any other output you can get that will give you the true stereo signal on the mixer. That's what is going to be sent into your audio interface, just like you can see here. So we'll be covering the cables that will be used basically. So when you're streaming, you want to use two cables. I've seen some people use one cable or even use RCA cable, which is prone to noise and all of that. So I'll be showing you the actual and the proper cable to use, since when most of these outputs are basically TRS outputs. Audio interface is the intermediary between your mixer and your computer. Your audio interface helps to deal with what is known as audio latency when you're streaming on platform, and also retain the fidelity of the audio directly from your mixer. So basically, if your mixer is bad, what you have on your streaming platform will be terrible. We have certain instruments you have to have before you think of live streaming. The first thing is your PC. You have to have a good PC that could handle the software you'll be using, basically OBS for now, or else you might not enjoy the quality of your live stream. So moving on to the next thing is the parts on your systems. I believe all of you watching this video already know this, but let me just cover this so that we can see. On a basic system, you definitely have your power adapter, and you can see this is your HDMI port, and this is going to be crucial in the advanced one when you intend distributing things on your Easy Worship to various screens. So, but this is out of the scope for the basic streaming training. Then you have your USB 3.0, which is essential for connecting your webcam and your audio interface to the system. You also have on your system Ethernet ports. Now this Ethernet port is very crucial. When you're streaming, wireless signal strength is nothing compared to when you have your Ethernet cable connected to your internal ports on your PC and to your Wi-Fi. So the Ethernet cable looks like this. One part is going to go into your router and the other part is going to go into your system. So let me show you the router. We have various types of router, but you have to choose routers that have good network, like probably like 4G, 5G and co. Now this is a MTN router. So you could see it has 4 ports to connect your Ethernet cable to. So you want to use the Ethernet connection. When you're choosing a PC, you want to look for PCs that have those features. Some PC comes with VGA alone, so which might be an issue, but there's a way to go around it. So for people who don't really know what VGA is, let me just quickly show you. Now you can see this PC here. We have the VGA HDMI port USB. So this thing that looks like D is the VGA port. Now this is used to send displays on your PC to an external monitor or probably a projector and all of that. Now most modern PCs don't come with VGA anymore. They come with HDMI. So I'll be showing you a device that can be used to fix that issue in case your PC doesn't have an HDMI port. So this is an HDMI cable. It will go into your PC and the other end is going to go into your TV or any other device or monitor that supports HDMI. This is a VGA cable. So it has this hook that can be used to tighten it to probably a projector or a TV or whatever. So this other end will go into your VGA port on your system. For some televisions, they don't really have VGA ports, which might pose as an issue, but there's a way to go about it. Now, there's what we call a VGA HDMI converter. Yes, it converts a VGA input to an HDMI output where you can now take from that output to connect to a device that supports HDMI. So you will need a charger to power the converter. For Mac users, we all know that Mac users come with a Thunderbolt USB port where they connect to a USB hub to get HDMI port and some other ports. So this is the Thunderbolt hub. So you can see HDMI and it has some other ports that you connect things to. So that's for Mac. So you will need this if you're using a Mac system. Now moving on to the cable that will be required for taking audio from your mixer to your audio interface. So you don't want to use a wrong cable. At the same time, you don't want to use a cheap cable. So there's what we call TS and TRS connectors. Now, connectors is different from cable. Now, the shining parts is where you could see a gold metal is the connector, while the cable is the wire that is connected to the connector. So this is TS and TRS. I don't want to bore people with audio engineering. And here we have the TRS, this tip, ring, and sleeve. This is a balanced connector that you could use to take audio signal from your mixer. So this is the one I recommend. So take note of how this cable is. This is the cable you'll be using to take audio from your mixer into your audio interface. Now, this is an audio interface. Now, most audio interface comes with this USB jack that you connect with. You connect a USB cable from this into your system. Now, some new generation audio interface comes with a Type-C. So this one comes with a USB cable and it's like a printer cable. So this is it. So the next part now is to explain the basic things about an interface. So I'm holding one here. So because some of you might not see this clearly, I will just be explaining them with an image, but it's the same interface I am holding here. Now, this is the Behringer 204 HD. And when it comes to streaming, you have to look for a quality audio interface that is free from self-noise and can transmit audio signal very, very clean and with minimal latency and self-noise. Now, I've seen some people run using interface that doesn't have a two connector like input 1 and input 2. Now, you can see these circular things. It means that this can take a TRS cable and SLR cable. Now the TRS cable is the one we talked about earlier. So let me quickly show you that again. So this is the TRS cable. So the TRS cable will go through this circular port and it can also take SLR cable. And you don't have to really bother yourself with all this grammar. Just tell your audio engineer to send a good stereo signal from your mixer with a TRS cable to you. Then you connect it to the input 1 and input 2. Don't use an interface that just have one input or one input and maybe the second input is not really balanced. Just look for an interface that looks just like this with two balanced jack. So input 1 and input 2. And now you want to go for an interface that has an independent headphone knob. You don't want to go for an interface that the phone knob is attached with the output knob. You can see this one has an independent phone knob and it has main out knob also, which is very, very crucial in case probably you want to send audio signals from the audio interface from what you are streaming to a speaker to hear what you're actually streaming out. So that's why you need it to be independent. Now, this interface also has a button for mono and stereo. So when you're taking sound from your mixer, because it's coming with two cables, is a stereo signal, which is very essential for streaming. So actually this stereo and this mono switch on this interface is to help you check your streams basically on the headphone on how it sounds as stereo and how it stands as mono. But not all interface comes with this stereo and mono. So if yours doesn't come with it, leave it. So the next thing is this is the line and instrument and then the pad. When you're streaming, you want to leave it online. Yes, because that signal you're sending from your mixer to your interface is a line level signal. So you just want to leave it online for the two inputs. So we have input 1, input 2, gain 1 and gain 2. The gain is you are using it to control the level of the signal that is going into the interface to your live stream. We liken it to a volume knob. The more you increase the gain, the more audio signal is going through the preamps or this of the interface, and the more audio signal that is going to your live stream. Now this is very, very crucial. We'll be talking more about that. So you want to set your gain and you have this clip and signal. Now this signal will always be blinking. We'll do more when you're going to the streaming and how to set it up. We'll be blinking whenever there's audio signal, and that clip shows when your signal is getting too hot. So which means that you want to turn the knob backward a bit. So the same thing here that applies to the other one, gain 2. Lastly, this pad feature is used and can be useful when the signal that is coming from a mixer is too hot. So you want to use the pad to kill those signal down a bit so that it is not too hot on your live stream. So let me just show you the output of this interface. Now the output of this interface, you can see main out left and right. That's where you could connect a monitor to actually hear what you are doing live. Now you want to keep your phantom power 48 volts. Most professional interface comes with it. You want to keep it off because you don't need it. You're not connecting any mic to it. You want to keep it off. So this interface has MIDI. That's none of our business, and it has this playback output also, which is none of your business. So our business is just with the main out, which every basic left and right that you could use to send signal to private monitor in your control room or your room to hear the audio of what you are actually streaming live. So that's that about the back of the interface. So the last part is your mixer. So this is your mixer. So there's a lot of things that has to be in place before you think of live streaming. And number one is you have to make sure your engineering is sound and the mix basically sounds good already, regardless of the mixers you're using. All you need is good audio signal from the mixer, from the output of the mixer. Control out is where you could take your signal to your audio interface. So this is just the basic thing for live stream. So be looking forward to the next part of the training.